Hello, everybody. Hope you are doing well. First of all, wish you a very, very happy new year. Thank you so much for joining me today evening. So today I'm going to tell you about how I sort my pictures and how I process them. And to take an example, I'm going to take pictures of Pandharpur Wari, which is one of the most popular festivals in Maharashtra. And I'm starting little early, but before we start, let me ask you this question. So I can see there already some people have already joined in. So yeah, if you can tell me what software do you use, that will be. I'm going to just go through them, and then that will I'll drive the discussion based on that. Okay. So what software do you use for organizing and processing your pictures? Yeah, maybe quickly you can just type in the comments what software do you use. Yeah, you can just type in the comments in the chat box. Yeah, all right. So I personally love using Lightroom. I've been using Lightroom almost since the time it started. So it's my most favorite software. I rarely use Photoshop. There were some situations where I started using some reasons where I want to go into Photoshop because because of some features. For example, if I'm doing a pano, Lightroom did not have that feature, or if I wanted to do an HDR once in a while, then I had to go into Photoshop. But now most of the time I use Lightroom. There's only one reason now sometimes I go into into Photoshop is when I'm doing the stacking of the stars. So that is now probably the only time when I go into Photoshop. Or if I really want to work a lot on layers, which I rarely do, for me Lightroom kind of does the job very well. So Lightroom is what I'm using most of the time. So today I'm going to take you to Pandarpur. I'm going to show you my pictures, and then I will tell you how I choose what I choose. So it's a little difficult situation for me today. I'm a little nervous because I am going to show you a lot of crap, lot of my bad pictures, and how I'm going to fish out those the good ones from those all the crap that I have. So that is the thing which I'm going to show you today. And I absolutely love Lightroom. I have been using it for quite some time. So after I come back from a trip, I make sure that all the I have a backup. So as and in the during the time of shooting itself, I take a backup every night. I take a backup in a small. I have a small SSD, and I take a backup in that. And once I come back from the trip, I just quickly go through all the pictures. And now I'll tell you one very interesting thing. So sometimes what happens is it becomes very, very difficult for me to make out which is a good picture or which is not a good picture. So that is one difficulty I have a lot of times, because I'm especially if I'm coming back from a very emotionally overwhelming trip. So I want to keep all the pictures. If I am coming back with 2000 pictures, I find it very difficult to decide which is a good picture or which is a bad picture. So in that situation, I just leave it for some time. So when I leave it for some time, I'm able to decide more rationally. So maybe a couple of months, and then I go back to those pictures, and then that emotional thing is gone. So I'm able to decide more rationally. Okay, these are the ones which are definitely the keepers, and these are the ones which are not the good. Definitely, I need to delete these, and these are the ones which I'm not sure now. If I'm not sure about them, I would rather keep them, because memory is not very expensive. So I would rather keep them. And what I've seen is over the years, the way my style is also changing. I'm also learning a lot about composition and what pictures are more storytelling compared to some others. So I feel that some pictures which I thought were kind of very ordinary 10 years before, now I find something interesting in them. But there are also some pictures which I thought were very nice, now I feel they are very ordinary. So this is also something what happens. So if there is a doubt, I would rather keep it. But I am definitely going to delete most of my pictures which are kind of repetitive, or pictures where there is some kind of problem, or yeah. So but otherwise I just keep them as it is. So today the folder which I'm going to show you now. So I'm going to share my screen so that you will be able to see what is going on, and then I am going to start working. So there are two modules in Lightroom. Okay, maybe I will quickly share my screen. Okay, you should be able to see my screen now. If you are able to see, please type in yes. So just one confirmation and then I will get started. You should be able to see my screen right now, right? Are you able to see? All right. All right, so this is my selection of pictures. So I have already marked some of them, but you see, I went to Pandharpur two times. Once in so this is how I name my folders. I'm right now in the library module of Lightroom. I'm in the library module of Lightroom right now, and here you can see. Just confirm once. Okay, you are able to see it. Okay, so I'm in the library module of Lightroom. I've already imported the pictures. You can see two folders, and this is how I name my folders. So I have folders year wise. So YYYY hyphen MM hyphen DD and underscore the place name or the event name. So I have two folders that I have been there two times. Okay, so in 2013 and 2014, two consecutive years, and these are the pictures from my first time. And let me also tell you a little bit about the place. Pandarpur is a very interesting festival in Maharashtra. It happens near Solapur in a place called Pandharpur, which is close to Solapur. And we thought of morning is the best time to start shooting. So we thought of reaching there late at night and sleep for a few hours in a hotel, and then freshen up and go out for the shoot. But during the time of Wari, it is so crowded that you will not get a single inch of space there. I literally mean it. I'll show you some pictures. So this is how the bus stand looked like when we went there. So everything was very crowded, and we there was no place to move at all. This is a bus stand. We thought of going around the town and then looking for a place, and we went from hotel to hotel and we could not find any. Okay, so it was beyond my expectation. I thought at least we'll get some place. We did not have any bookings. It was just a very sudden plan that we wanted to go. And then we walked around the whole city. So this is my first picture. I'm going to go through all the pictures and I'll tell you the ones which I am selecting. Now this picture shows, you see, everybody is sleeping and this one person is waking up. So, and yeah, if you want to see the settings of this picture, I'll keep it like this once in a while, so you will be able to see the settings of these pictures. And this is quite, I used, what camera did I use here? So I was using a D90, one of my most favorite cameras. I had two of them. So this is shot with a D90 and 50 millimeter 1.8 lens. So it's a crop sensor camera. So it doesn't matter. So now I use full frame cameras, but I don't think it really matters a lot for, especially for these kind of photography. So this is my first picture, and then we were going around, and then I thought I should keep this picture also because I'm getting a shadow here and you can see the temple far away, and everybody is going towards the temple. So this is how the whole thing looks like, and this is a temple. So I'm just the pictures which I like, I'm going to mark them with some way. So I use, when I like a picture, I generally mark them as 4 star, and out of those 4 star I would mark some of them as 5 stars. So now there's a different criteria which I use for different types of pictures. Now if I'm writing, having these pictures in a blog, I did share the blog with you. I don't know how many of you went got time to go through them, but if you didn't get time, maybe you can I have mentioned it in the description, so you can see after the video, you can just go through the description. So when I am writing a blog, then I'm going to have a different way of approach. So I'm going to put it like a story. So I went there, I reached this bus stand, and then from there this is a sequence that I'm going to follow. But if I am posting on Instagram or Facebook, maybe I'll just to choose a one or two pictures which look good or tells a story, and I'm going to post them. So there's a different approach for a different purpose. Or if I'm writing the article for a magazine, again I'll put them in the sequence of a story. So all in sequence, so that you can very well relate to it. Okay, all right. So this is my first picture, this is the second one. So I have chosen these two first pictures. This is the temple. So I think this will be kind of repetitive because I already have this picture where everybody is walking, and you can also see the temple far away. And this is a temple. So I have not chosen this picture. Here I have, you can see my picture where my wife Smita is sitting here, but there is a lot of untidiness. You can see the crap here. There's somehow it is not well composed picture, so I didn't like this. I tried one more picture, and here you see it looks little more tidy. So you see the same place, but just moving the camera just little from here to there, it makes it look little more tidy. This is how the picture was before. So I remove the colors. The colors are a little bit distracting here. You see this this poster here. So I, and this idea yellow, I don't really like it. I just convert it into black and white so that your attention goes to the human forms and the elements. So, and here you see this part is empty and little not very interesting. So I probably used a, I kept the camera somewhere and took the picture. So you see that's why you got this movement here. This is a 3 second exposure. So this one is 1 by 40th of a second. Okay, so I chose this one because it kind of solves the purpose. And then yeah, you see you have this person here filling the frame, and I'm not able to see any of the dirt that you can see in this picture. So does not really show the picture in a bad way. Okay, now it is up to, depends up to upon you. So if you want to show all the dirtiness and everything about that place, you can do, I mean, probably you can choose this picture. Or if you don't, your intention is not that, maybe I will just keep this picture, but it still shows, okay, it is very crowded and people are sitting there. Okay, so all right, so these are I unfortunately I did not get very good light there, so it was very overcast. This was in the morning, you see. So we went out from here, directly we went shooting because there was no time to change, and anyways we were not getting hotel. So sometimes it can get very difficult. So people think that travel photography means going to these beautiful places and coming back with awesome pictures. Not all the time it is like this. Sometimes it's very hard for us sometimes, okay, with sleepless nights and just shooting, just pushing yourself a little too much. See, these are the kind of pictures that I was getting. So light was really, it was overcast and no sunlight. Okay, but even in that, you see here I could and I tried to make the picture into black and white because it was more about emotions and the human form. So I made this into black and white. So here you can see these people raising their hands, and so I got this picture. So of course my style of photography has changed a lot over the years. So I don't shoot, I think it's been long that I shot with a 50 millimeter. Now I always prefer to use a 18 to 55 millimeter lens like that, which will cover a little wider with a higher depth of field. So these are my very old pictures, but yeah, I find little uncomfortable to show these to you, but yeah, it's okay. So I think we all are learners. We all learn from our mistakes. So yeah. So this is another picture I chose with this donkey standing there and this man coming from behind. Okay, this is one picture. If you want to see how it was originally, this is, I'm just going to show you how it was before. So this is how it was before, and this is how it was right now. So you see colors are a little distracting here, and here I love the way these all these foot are raised at the same time, so having some kind of synchronicity. So that's why I chose this one. Okay, so moving on. Yeah, okay. So yeah, so Vivek sir is asking a question, don't cameras have a stacking facility in itself? So uh, a lot of cameras do have, but I prefer doing it, I shoot in the raw file format, and if I'm using the raw file format, I don't get those facilities. They are only, they will always give a JPEG output, and I don't really like JPEG. So I always shoot in the raw file format and bring them into a software and do the processing. So here again, you see this is good, but not that great, not that great. Okay. So yeah, so okay. Now first I'm going to just quickly do the selections, and then we'll go ahead. My wife little grumpy without any sleep. Okay, so the other pictures that I got. Okay, so you see the light is not really great. I like this picture, but I think maybe I already have one picture of a donkey, so I didn't want to take any more. This is good, but I chose this one. So if you want to see how this was before, just quickly I'm going to. So this is how it was before. Again, here the colors really don't make a lot of sense to me here, so I converted this picture into black and white, so the human form really shows up very well. And if you want to see what I did in post processing, I just did this. Okay, so increase the highlight, shadows, little bit of textures and clarity. So that is it. So this is the amount of processing I would do to a picture like this. I can also use this radial filter to bring my attention to only this part of the frame. So I can also do it something like this. Okay. So now one very important thing in post processing is you should know where to stop. Okay, so sometimes we get emotional. It's just like having food. You are having your favorite dish and then you keep having it, and then at some point of time you realize that you have eaten too much, and now I mean, it causes a lot of problems for you. Okay, but thankfully, because I'm shooting in the raw file format, I can go to any setting and I can reset. So here is a reset button. So if I think that overdone anything, and sometimes I might have overdone something and then I don't realize. Even now, sometimes it happens. I might have overdone something and I don't realize. So I always ask somebody else, or I ask my wife, "Do you think this is good?" So she would say that what have you done, this is too much, I mean, it's not looking great. So then I have to reset and work on it all over again. So so landscape pictures require a lot of time while post processing, but these picture I really don't spend a lot of time. So these are something, this is, I love the way this man is holding the hands, you see. So that's why I chose this one. So I think so. There are some times when I shot only with one lens. I think this is one trip where I did only with the maybe I carried one more lens. Let me see. Yeah. So they are some of the really not so good pictures. You see, let us see if we can get any more good pictures. The chai wala. Okay. So you just have to keep on trying, and maybe you get one or two shots. And you see, the sky is very overcast. There is nothing. It's totally white. Okay. So this is one picture, one nice portrait I got, and want to see the, so this is how it was before, and and this is how it is right now. So, and what did I do here? If you want to see, I just changed the exposure, contrast, highlight, shadows, white, little bit of white and black, and I use a radial filter or a brush for this thing. So, and that's how it gives this look. Okay, so a lot of these pictures, so this is also good, but maybe I would get something else. So this is a nice picture. You see the eyes of the lady is quite interesting, and there was one artist once, one person who sketches, and she has done a beautiful sketch. It actually looks better than this picture of mine. So but I think I like this picture. So you see the yellow, she's scanning this yellow and this thing, this so, and I'm sure it must be very heavy. She is carrying all the way, and they carried for 120 kilometers. Can you imagine? So from these two places, Alandi and Dehu, they walk all the way to Pandharpur, and it takes about 20 days for them. So every day they stop at a place which is designated, and they have their camp. And some people travel in trucks. So you see, I wanted to capture that aspect as well. So you see, this is the trucks are their home. So this is where they carry the gods. Okay, not a very good picture, nothing great. Yeah, so yeah, this is kind of okay, not that great, but okay. Yeah, so this is their houses. You see, they have all their luggage here, and somebody is reading the newspaper, somebody is this guy is uh, I mean, climbing the truck. Then this guy is checking his mobile phone, so catching up with the home. So, and there are a lot of people who are very enthusiastic, especially I've seen a lot of ladies who are very enthusiastic. They sing and dance and read books while they go on the way. So it's quite interesting. But here the color, I think, is little distracting. So you see this lady is reading a book as she is going. So they read a lot of religious books, and they sing bhajan. So it's a very interesting festival. You see, they carry a lot of musical instrument, and I wonder, I mean, they are quite heavy, so and they sing and dance, and then that's how they continue for the whole journey. And so this is how, okay, so you see the whole house. Okay, this is their house for about 20 days, and this is where they stay at night. So, and this is one picture. So if you want to see the color version, this is the color version, and this is the black and white. So I personally like the black and white more than the color one. Yeah. So yeah, most of the time this black and white really looks better than the color one. Okay, and especially there is nothing special about color here. So, and this set of pictures, this was actually one of my first blogs which I wrote during that time, and it the blog got a award for one of the best blogs, and that really encouraged me a lot to write more. So that is when I started writing. So around that was around 2013 or 2014. That is when I started writing little bit. Before that I never used to write. Now this is one thing, one suggestion I would like to give you. You see, pictures are there, but if you can write something about the pictures and put it in form of a blog, I think that is something really great. And some of my blogs, so some of the publishers, they saw my blogs and then they wanted to reproduce it in their magazines, and that's how I got a lot of opportunities to write for a magazine because they saw my blog. So I would highly recommend that you start writing blogs, and that will definitely increase your visibility when you are writing. Okay, all right, so let us go ahead, let us see if we can find some more pictures. Okay, so this is one picture. This is also good, but maybe I want to make top 10, make a selection of 10 pictures probably. So I chose this because this lady is very enthusiastic, and you see there are a lot of people surrounding. There's another lady who is smiling a little bit. So I personally like this picture a lot compared to the other ones. They are kind of very okay pictures. So this is, see, this man is sleeping. So you see, you can just see his foot here, and you see the clothes are left for drying, and you can see this another man here peeping from here. So so I chose this picture. So people are sitting. Not a great composition, nothing great about it. Here you see this lady with a sari. She is drying the sari. So they carry very limited cloth sari. So probably they carry two sets. So one they wear and one they dry it, and then they exchange it, and so that's how they do it. So this is how they dry their saris. And because it's raining season, sometimes a lot of times they get wet in the rain and cause little more problems. Okay, so this is another picture I like because of this. They're carrying this. Okay, so this they use for bhajans. Okay, and then I saw this sadhu going this landscape. So I have these two variants, two pictures. I personally like the one where the sadhu is going, and here probably I like the color one more because of the color of his clothes. So that's why I chose this one. And see, a lot of them are. So you see, there's the same place where these people are sitting, so not looking that great. But but then later there's a dog that comes. So I think I like this picture more than the previous one. So I made it into black and white because you see there are a lot of these ripples, these shapes that are being created. So that definitely makes a better black and white compared to so you can just see it in color. You see, now you see, now your attention is going to so many other things where you were not, your attention was not going before. You see these blue polythenes especially. Okay, so these are things where I don't probably want your attention to go. Okay, so okay, kind of okay, nothing great about them. They're all very okay kind of pictures. Okay, so in between, yeah, if you have any questions so far, I'm just going to share my stop sharing my screen. And if you have any questions, you can quickly type in the comment box, so I can take your questions, or maybe I can take them at the last 15 minutes. I will just wait for some time, and we can take some questions. Okay, or you, yeah, you can keep them ready. So I will probably keep on going. Okay, so just going to share my screen once again. Okay, so a lot of ordinary pictures you see. I feel little uncomfortable. Every photographer feels a little uncomfortable to show this crap, the bad pictures. But yeah, I think it is a good learning for everybody. I mean, everybody has these kind of pictures. So I like this picture because you can see here a lot of these different saris, and you see these ladies, how they are drying, and so much of color here. This has to be a color picture. There is so much of color here in this picture. And I also like this picture, but maybe I would have a better version of this one later. I like this one a lot. You can see this one lady. Just see her pose, the way she is standing, and this vibrant sari. So I like this picture a little bit. And yeah, going through them, you see all the faces are very dark because the light was really bad at that time. But yeah, uh, thankfully we have. If I'm shooting in the raw file format, I will be able to recover quite a lot. Okay, I was using another lens. This is a 80-200 2.8 lens. Is a gem of a lens I used to have at one point of time. It's a very heavy and very strongly built, and it does not have image stabilization, but I use that lens for quite some time. One of my favorite lens. Right now, I use a 70-200 2.8, but I rarely use that lens now. Now, most of the time, I shoot only with the 18-55 lens, or for a full frame, something like a 24-70. So that's the lens which I use most of the time for these kind of pictures. Okay, this is a nice one. So I have different variants, but I think I chose this one because I like the composition little more than the others. And if you are curious to see how this picture was before, so this is how it was before. There's a huge change in this picture. I cropped this part I cropped this part, and because I was shooting in the raw file format, I was able to bring out a lot of details from here. It's basically just moving around these sliders, so I don't really do a lot of layering and all. And I think that's how I process my pictures. So yeah, of course, maybe if I spend a lot of time in Photoshop, definitely this will look much better. But that's fine. So another picture there, you will find a lot of these people there, a lot of people, and they're, I mean, they're absolutely okay to take a picture, so you don't have to really. And yeah, if you can just ask them, I think that's better if you ask them while taking a picture. And one more tip I would like to give you is they don't understand Hindi. Most of them don't understand, might not understand Hindi, so you can just learn in the local language what it is, how do you say, can I take your picture please? So and then you can ask them. So that's what, it's very easy to learn, just one sentence. Okay, and then that will bring a smile on their face, because they, I mean, you might don't not look like from that place, so that will definitely make them happy. So I just learn a few words when I go to any place, and it makes my life very easy. So you see all the not so good pictures. I'm just quickly going to go through them. Very bad pictures. Okay, I like this picture a little bit compared to the others. These two kids here and this camps here. This is where people would spend the night or cook their food. So, and you can see a building here in this countryside. You can see one building also there. So a few pictures of these people, and we sat to have tea. So it was little difficult. We went there, and we spent a couple of, I mean, the whole day shooting. And then, okay, this picture with a lot of textures. This can be processed really well and can be made to a really nice picture. So yeah, this looks quite good. Okay, this is one picture where, so I have this lot of lines here. You see electrical lines. So if I can take them out in Photoshop, but I would rather keep it like this. Um, I'm just, I don't really use a lot of Photoshop for these kind of pictures. So you can see the whole house, how it looks like. But yeah, these are all unprocessed pictures. So this is a little, this is a cropped version of the picture. If you want to see the original, so I just cropped it like this. And quickly going through the pictures. So this is something I like because lot of lines. I also converted into black and white because black and white really brings out the lines. And this one man sitting here waiting for some customers to take them on the merry-go-round. So that's why I did this. This is the same bus stand where we spend the night. And some very old houses there. And this picture, this is not a great picture, but I would definitely keep this picture to show what how people utilize the place during that time. So you can see here, you see on the top of this, there's a small place outside the window, and these two people are they are sleeping here. So that is how crowded it is during the Wari. So if you know somebody, it is good. Otherwise, it can get little difficult if you don't have a booking of a hotel. You see there people everywhere, every nook and corner of the town, you will find people there. I chose this picture just because of the, you see the vibrant colors of the blouse of this lady, and this very traditional jewelry, which is not very common actually. So that's why I chose this picture, and then took a picture of the lady as well. So, and yeah, these are very interesting. You can see the 25 paisa they have used to make this jewelry. Okay, so okay, so I am quickly going to take a question. I want to ask about the naming of the files and delete the undesirable file, the sequence, and storing the same. Should we go for cloud or keep it in a hard drive? Photoshop. I use Photoshop right into. Okay, so Rakesh, thank you for this question. I Okay, let me tell you how I do it. Okay, so you see, when I come back from a trip, I might be having 1,000 pictures, but I'm first going to delete all the unwanted ones. I'm just going to delete all of them. So maybe 500 of them, I would just delete them. And after I delete them, I would rename it. And the way I rename it is, I rename in this conventions. You see all the pictures that I'm showing you. You can see the name here. It is Pandharpur Wari hyphen the name. Okay, this is how I rename the files. So you see, now, if I go to a place two times or three times the same place, then I would then it can get little difficult. So you see, I went to this place again, and I have another folder, and I will have probably the same naming convention. So here I have done a mistake here. Generally, what I do is I give a suffix, so I would rename it as Pandarpur Wari, something like, so this was in 2013, Pandarpur Wari 13 underscore or hyphen 034, something like that. So let me do it right now. So I'm just renaming it as Pandarpur Wari 13 hyphen. Okay, I'll just give a hyphen or okay, or hyphen, just Pandharpur Wari. Okay, underscore. I use underscore generally, so this is what I'm doing. So Pandharpur Wari 13 underscore 001. So this is how the sequence will be. And for the other folder, so I will make it 14. So I'm going to do the same thing here. So I'm going to do it Pandharpur Wari 14. Again, it will be the same sequence. So otherwise it can get little confusing. So if I have a Pandharpur Wari underscore 001 here also, and a Pandharpur Wari 001 here also, it leads to duplicacy. And sometimes if somebody wants to have a file, it can get little confusing for me, which file are they asking for. Okay, so this is what I do. So if I have gone to a place multiple times, this is I use the year, so that it becomes little easy for me. And yeah, so these are the, and I do it in Lightroom. I have made my preset for myself, so you can just create your preset for yourself. So the shortcut is function F2 for a Mac and F2 for renaming in Windows. And here I just go and I create my own custom preset for myself. So my preset is basically, you see a custom. So you see, if you see my preset here, it has a custom text and a sequence. So this is my custom text, and I use an underscore as a separator, and I use 001. This is I use 001 because it will be good till 999. So I can have 999 pictures in this folder, and still there will be no problem with the sequence. Otherwise, after 09, it becomes a problem. So this is how I keep my files. So that was a very good question. So thank you for asking. Yeah. Okay, so Jay Kumar sir is asking this question, that you back up on an SSD or directly from the camera via computer. So most of the time I carry my computer nowadays. So I first copy it into the computer. My computer also has an SSD. I do one copy here, and the second copy I do it on on the SSD. So once the copy is done, and then maybe I would open the pictures because I'm very curious to see if I got any good pictures, and then simultaneously I will copy. But every night, this is one practice I follow religiously. I definitely make a second copy of the pictures before I go to sleep, because I will probably not get good sleep if I have not taken a backup. A lot of people, like every week I hear about somebody losing their data because they had not backed up. Okay, so hard drives can go wrong anytime. So, and no drive is safe. I'll tell you, even SSDs are not safe. Once I was taking out that cable, and that whole thing from inside came out. So, and I'm talking about, I think 6 years, 5, 6 years back. So those days SSDs were not available in India. I got it from the US. So again, I had to send it back to the US to get it replaced. So no drive is safe. So you must have a second copy of all your pictures. Okay, because you see, we are spending so much of time, so much of effort going to these places, and it is something that money can't buy. I mean, you can buy a hard drive, but the data, if you lose the data, you can't get it. So you must take backup very seriously if you really love your pictures. And I'm sure we all love our pictures so much, right? So they can be, they, I mean, my pictures are not good, maybe not good as yours, but I still like my pictures because I've spent so much of time going to these places and taking these pictures, right? So that's how. Okay, all right. So this is, we are the different pictures of the festival. I like this quite vibrant and colorful. Okay, quite. So I'm just marking it. I'm pressing 4 on the keyboard, and it gives a star rating to the picture. Okay, so you can see a lot of these crowds here. Okay. Now, this was sometimes, I put myself into a little uncomfortable situation. I was shooting with a 50 millimeter in the whole trip is little difficult, but yeah, that's what I tried probably in this trip. Okay, I was also carrying 1750, but not did not shoot much with that. Okay, so all right, so these are some pictures, but yeah, so this is one picture I like. Okay, so with the clouds and with these three boats here, and then the next picture where these two people are staring, these three people are all of them having their hands like this, so makes it look little interesting. And this something here. Okay, so there's the horse here, and this temple. So uh, even though you see the same place, this picture looks little cluttered and not so interesting, and the next moment I got a little better picture. Okay, so all this look very cluttered, especially in festivals. It is all, there is always a lot of clutter. So finding a well composed picture is I find it extremely challenging to take pictures. Okay, so no, not that great. So so in a trip, if I can get something like 10 to 15 pictures, I'll be very happy. So I think that is what I get most of the time. I mean, decent pictures. So this is one picture where you have the person with the temple in the background. So that's how I got this. This is a beggar. You can see the traditional caps that they wear. I mean, the people in this area, and then you have the coin there. And the people picture where people are relaxing. So these are the pictures. I can see all of them together. So this is, i can I can press this star, so I have these pictures all together. So the other pictures from this trip. So now I'm going to show you pictures from the second trip. So I have this, they are still 35. So now if I have to zero down, now this will be a little difficult for me to do. So suppose I want to choose only maybe 10 pictures from this. So that is when you have to decide what are the pictures that really you can put in a sequence, and especially for a blog, so how I can put them all together. There might be some pictures which are really good but might not be suitable to put it in a sequence, so I would probably miss these pictures for a blog, but maybe individually as a picture they might be quite good. So this is what my selection is right now. I'll just quickly show it to you. Okay, so yeah, so this is my currently my selection. Now the next time I went, it was quite warm and sunny, and we got a lot of sunshine, so that was a different trip. So, and that was quite interesting as well. So, and I was carrying different equipment, but it did not make any difference, unfortunately, because it is more about the skills. So this time I was having a D90, and then the next time I was having a D610, and but yeah, it does not make any difference. It all depends on your the way you do your photography. So otherwise does not make. So this is my selection of pictures. I will quickly go through the second and just quickly see if you have any questions. Okay, based on the journals of photography. So doctor, okay, so how about having two hard drives and not anything, not anything on the computer? Yeah, so I actually do the same thing, sir. So while while I'm on the trip, I generally have enough space on my hard drive so that it I can accommodate one trip's pictures there. And then once I come back home, I empty out my hard drive, empty out the local hard drive and put it into a second hard drive. So I have two hard drives which are little slow, the traditional hard drives which are more for backup, and one hard drive which I use for my travel, which is extremely fast, which is an SSD. There's a small SSD that I carry with me. Yeah, so that is what I do. So I have two small 4 TB drives, I mean the slow ones, and that's how I take my backup. So that's what I do. Yeah, so the second question, Dr. Nitin is asking this question: can we classify store pictures based on the genres of photography? So it can get little complicated. You can do it based on your way. So it is up to you how you do it. But if I want to segregate based on that, I would rather use tags. So here I can use some keywords. So this is a landscape, this is a portrait. I can do it this way. So all the portraits, I would mark them as portraits. So I would be able to see all the portraits at one time. So that is how I do. Now, for a lot of people, for bird photography, people who are doing birding, so they put all the trips pictures in one place, one folder, and then they tag them as a species. So if I want to see one particular species of bird which I have taken over the years, I just search for the tag and I will be able to see. Now I have tagged these pictures as Pandarpur. So and the good thing about tagging, it is let me show you this example. So you see I have these pictures here. Now these are all JPEG files. I have this picture here which are all JPEG files, and I'm searching for Pandharpur. And okay, and I'm searching in that folder. Now you see the pictures. Okay, this has a name, but let me search something else. Let me search for, okay, now these pictures you see that has picked up by the operating system. It does not have that name. Now how is it picking up these tags? Okay, so this is where I use these tags for keywording. So this really helps me a lot. And this is how you can have your pictures visible online. So if I don't put tags, they are as good as not having the picture at all, so on the internet. So if you want your pictures to be searchable, you need to add tags, and this is how I differentiate. But most of the time I remember my good pictures. So I personally, I would love to do that, or I would love if I had enough resources to do it, but I never got enough time to, put in different genres of photography. Okay, so selection of shots for a blog is based on the sequence of movement, or is it to create a story? It is to create a story. So that is more important, because I know that okay, this is a sequence, but I want the viewers to know that okay, so let me take an example. So this picture, I took it while getting down. Suppose I have missed this picture. I got this, I did not get this picture at that time. I got this picture when I was leaving that place. Okay, then I got this picture. But still, I would put it in the first, because that is a sequence I want people to see. I landed in that bus station, and then from there my journey started. Okay, so that's how I do it. Even though it is little playing around, but I want to put it in a story, and it is not distorting the sequence. Actually, I landed there, and then I saw this is the view that I saw. So that's what I would do. So it is more in a blog, when I am putting, it's more as a story. So here again we have 150 pictures, so I can just quickly go through them. So a lot of different things happening here. Now here I was carrying a 24-85 millimeter lens, like 24-85. This is a kit lens that you get with a D610, the full frame camera, and I was using this camera. And this is a totally different, so you see here I was not using a 50 millimeter. This was a full frame camera. So some things quite interesting here I was able to capture. Not a great picture, but I would still keep this, because you see, sometimes it need not be a great picture, but something that tells a story, or something that happens. So I would rather make this as a black and white, but would keep this picture. I'm not processing this right now, but yeah, because there's something very interesting happening here. So these people, he's kind of take warding out the evil out of this person. So okay, so I like this picture because you see, I could see this lady's eye little quite interesting. So here I was using a 80-200 lens again. So I have almost stopped using this telephoto lens. I hardly use it anymore. Uh, so these are some pictures. I actually did not do any selection. So this is also one picture I would keep. So maybe let me mark them, because you see he's reading a newspaper, catching up with what is going on, and you can see in the newspaper also it is written Pandharpur Wari. So you can see the year. So quite interesting. Not a very interesting picture, but still I would like to keep this. Tells a story about what is going on. So okay, this is an interesting picture where you see this man is getting blessed by the bull. He has so much of faith that he is putting his, uh, I mean, yeah, quite interesting. Okay, so there are these two pictures I have here. I like personally like this more, and I converted this into black and white. So if you want to see the color version, this is how it was before. This is how it was now. So when I have it as black and white, it shows the shapes and the forms really nicely. So so that's why I made it into black and white. So some very ordinary pictures you can see here. So this is a sequence that I had. So this sequence I went little low, and I took these pictures. So these people dancing, but I was very unhappy with the compositions I was getting. Not happy with the pictures. So this is one picture I liked, and yeah, so a lot of bad pictures as you can see. So this is one picture I liked because of the action of the horse. Uh, so you see this whole sequence, I did not get a single good picture, and in fact, I'm little embarrassed to say that there was one or two festivals where I went, and I was very unhappy. I did not get a single good picture, what I wanted, what I really wanted to capture. So it happened. So I had to go to the festival a second time, and then I was able to capture that. Okay, so this is some very interesting tribals wearing very interesting dresses. So I was able to capture, but the light was like this, so can't really help here. And here you can see the metadata, nothing very interesting. So there's a tradition of touching the feet after they do it, do this round thing. They touch their feet. Okay, they are these people who go around singing bhajans. So I like this picture. I want to keep this for the blog. And but still I was not happy with getting so one or two pictures I got like this. And okay, in the round. So and these people are, going around with it. These people are dressed like horses, you see, and then they are going around. Okay, so this is how. So this is a panning shot I tried. So this is when I realized that panning shot, because these people are running, so they are reaching their destination, and then they started running. They are all filled with energy. So I thought, if I get an opportunity, I would try panning here in this situation. So then I tried panning later, and I got a really interesting shot. So this is one shot I like. So this, see, they are almost the same composition. I like this little more because I can see this guy's eyes very nicely. And if you want to see how it looked originally, I can just show you. So this is how it was before. Okay, now added a brush, and then these highlight shadows just little bit, and then I was able to get this shot. Okay, so they go around in lines. So some activity or the other happening. So I would like to keep this picture because it shows it was very hot. I personally remember how hot it was there, and we were all very I mean, troubled because of the heat. It was so hot, and I was not moving most of the time because we wanted to get that front row from where we can get the pictures of the horses. We wanted the pictures of the horses moving. So that is the most important thing that happens there. And these people are coming. They are. So there's one old sadhu who is going with some his ghungru in his foot. Oh, and this is one interest. So this is again not a great picture, but I would rather keep this as a documentation, because you see he's carrying his two elderly parents. So this is such a, I mean, such great people. Okay, so he's carrying his parents, just like we had a story of Shravan Kumar, who used to take his parents for pilgrimage like this. So that's why I would rather keep this picture. So sometimes when you go around, you see these are almost the same, but you see this looks little cluttered, you can't see. And then somehow I got this picture where things are more in place and not so much of clutter. I mean, your eyes directly go to the subject which I have. And okay, more people running. And so this was quite interesting, this police woman doing it, this pugli with this lady. And then I chose this sequence, and this is one picture. This I've deleted all the processing just to show you how they look in original almost. But this is one picture which got me an award, second prize in the Alliance Francaise International Competition for rural sports. One thing, there's a police woman there, and this lady, and quite looks quite dramatic. So that's why probably they chose this picture. So I have to definitely edit this picture properly. So you can see I have just done only the highlight and the shadows, and light was not that great. You can see how it looks like. Let me see how it looks like in black and white. So I gave the color picture. It was a color competition. So my friend Krishna, and you can see more people. So we are all covered, and all of a sudden, this was in 20 2013, and those days, you see, there were no hardly any people using drones. And you can see this drone here. One drone came from nowhere, and it was such a it attracted the attention of everybody. You see, everybody is looking at the drone, and we had a dramatic sky. And you see people are raising hands to the drone, probably seeing it for the first time and realizing, oh my god, what is this strange instrument in the sky, strange bird or something in the sky. So it was quite interesting to shoot this. So it is again not a great picture, but you see, now you know, everybody, we all know about drones, and almost every photographer has a drone now. But you see, this that time it was quite interesting to shoot this. So right, so quickly going, now this is a time, you see, this is a crowd of people, and we had to be in the front. So that was a challenge, because we wanted to get the short, the unobstructive view of what was happening there. Okay, so now the horses started coming in, and this was the this was a shot for which we were really waiting for the horses. And you see people coming in, horses coming in, and here I thought, let me try panning. So I am going to try panning here. So it was a risk, because if I lose everything, because the main horse would go around. But yeah, so but I thought, let me try panning. And this is a shot I got, and I have got a lot of awards for this picture. So but you see, it looks little dirty, because I got this second hand camera, and there was a lot of dirt on the sensor. So you can see there's so much of dust here. And I'm sure people who have used the D600, they know that it had a problem of this this spots on the sensor. It would throw the grease on some oil on the sensor. So that was a problem of this camera. So thankfully Nikon replaced it for me free of cost with a new D610. So that was a new year gift, I remember. So I got this camera free of charge. So I got this second hand camera from somebody in Chennai, and this was the only problem. The camera was absolutely okay, uh, but yeah, because that D610 had a lot of this dust on the sensor. So that was the problem. So yeah, going ahead. So these are the pictures that I have. So these are with a 24-85 lens, as you can see. So here I used predominantly, I used one lens, which is 24 to 85. So It's almost the same place, but different pictures. And here I would definitely like to thank my student Deepthi. Because of her only I could go for this trip. So she was very enthusiastic and said we should go, we should go. So I was not really ready for it, but she was so enthusiastic that I could not say no to her. So, and we had a good time. We were 4 or 5 people, so we really had a good time here. So, so they are the kind of pictures that I got here. And so you see, in a festival, you will get a lot of clutter, and then finding out the right frame is little difficult. But yeah, you just have to keep on trying. Just have to keep on trying on what you can get. So, all right. Let me. So basically, these are the pictures that I have from that trip. So, all right. So we are kind of running out of time now. I will stop sharing my screen. And if you have any questions, you can please type in the comment box. I will be happy to answer your questions. Okay. And yeah, so if you have any questions, you can quickly type in the comments box. I'll be happy to. Oh, Vivek sir is asking one question. So I have one single port in my laptop. Can you suggest an adapter which can transfer a large number of raw files from one HDD to another in a good speed? Uh, well, if you have one, you can't help it. I have two, but I use one for the mouse most of the time. So you can do it one at a time. So as you do the other stuff, you can do it. Or sometimes if it's a lot of data, if I'm doing a backup from one drive to another, I would rather, and they are slow drives, I would just leave them overnight. So by the morning, it will be done. I mean, if I think that it is taking 4 hours or 5 hours, I mean, I just leave it overnight and do this. Okay, so yeah, if you have any more questions, you can just type in. And I have a session. I have a full course on Lightroom. I have recorded it, that session, and it is. I'm just posting the link here, and it is available for 50% cost right now. So if you are interested, you can buy this Lightroom session. So it covers everything, all the different, the whole workflow process, right from importing your pictures to having a process JPEG output. So and then the different steps. So the steps that I follow is, okay, so we have a question here. Have you faced any difficulty while capturing saris, drying pictures? How close you were? What precautions in this situation? See, Harsha, it is just about being little sensitive. So these people are not taking bath. They are just dressed well. They are just drying the clothes. And I have never found people. And sometimes, people can make out your intentions. If your intentions are, if somebody's intentions is not good, I mean, people are able to know. And so you also should be little careful about shooting. But generally I've never found any problem, because my intentions were never bad. And sometimes if people would call me, sometimes they would like to see the pictures, they are little inquisitive, I would go close to them rather than running away. I would go close to them and talk to them and show them their pictures, and that helps me take some more pictures, because now they accept me as their own, and then I start taking more pictures. So I have never ever found any difficulty, hardly, maybe once or twice a week incident. Okay, if you want to have a personal coffee table book or a photo story book, can you suggest people who could make it? You are in Delhi, so Rakesh, you can do it from a lot of services. One service I would suggest is Photogenic. Okay, Photogenic is actually Snapfish. It was a US company. I'm just typing photo com. Okay, so or there's another site called zoomin.com. You can do it offline, so you can just upload the pictures, set your uh, layout and everything, and they will ship it home. So it does not cost much, but it can really, you will really enjoy when you see the your pictures in print. You will really love it. Okay, so that is one thing I do. Okay, so I use Canva. Canva is good, yeah, but yeah, Canva is really good. So mostly if there's for weddings, it is really good, and it is quite expensive as well. So they have very lavish, very very good books. But yeah, Canva is no doubt, Canva is really good. And yeah, in the local places also there are a lot of these sessions. Good. Okay, so Sudhanshu is a tech guy, so he's answering. So USB 3 hub. Okay, great. Thank you, Sudhanshu, for that suggestion. Okay, so Yeah, so I'm just posting the link once again. So thank you, Shruti, for recommending. So yeah, so I'm posting the link again. So if you want to learn Lightroom, or if you want to, maybe you already know and you want to know all things in detail. Now, one thing I understand that a lot of people say they know Lightroom, but what they know is only the develop module, which is adjusting the exposure, contrast, brightness, saturation. But you are actually missing the power of Lightroom if you're not using the library module, because the library module is where you can organize your pictures properly, and you can really make a lot of difference. And one I don't know if you make new year resolutions or not, and I think it's a very cliched thing, but one suggestion I would like to give you is you go back to your pictures and see them, arrange them properly. So I have all my pictures arranged year wise. So I just showed you how it looks, how my Lightroom looks like, right? So I have folders arranged year wise. So I have a folder from say 2012, 2013, 2014, and inside that I have folders in this naming convention: YYYY hyphen MM hyphen DD, and then the event name or the place name. So that is how I have all my folders. So it's, and some maybe say I've been taking pictures since with a digital camera since 2003. I'm shooting digital, and some publisher wants a picture, it can become extremely difficult for me to find the picture. So I'm just going to just type in the comments, type in that particular tag, and as I was showing you, I have arranged them in tags. So even if I have a JPEG output, I can I can search the pictures very very fast. Okay. So thank you so much, Jay Kumar sir, for uh, for recommending the course. Okay, Sudhanshu has a question: how early should you be at such events to get the first row? You have to be really early, Sudhanshu. So we went there early in the morning, and even when there were no people, we were just there. We were just hanging around so that we wanted to get the first place. And if you miss the first plate, you will miss that shot. It is as simple as that, because you will see, if you saw the pictures, how much crowd was there, right? So you will not get that shot. So in fact, I'll tell you, I was telling you before also, I missed a lot of shots because I was late. Okay, or I didn't know, I was not well informed that okay, this is the place where things are going to happen. So I always try to go with somebody who has already been there. It always makes a lot of difference when you go with somebody who has already been there. So so I have a lot of friends around, and then people are very much willing to help or share information, and then we go. So that really, so that is the thing. So no matter how good you are in photography, but if you don't know where things are happening, what time it is happening, you don't know the exact place, you will not get the shots. So that is the thing. So that's why sometimes I go for I don't know about Kerala, but if somebody is doing a trip tour in Kerala, I would go with somebody who has some experience. Or there are a lot of these little unknown festivals where time is very critical in all the festivals, so you have to be aware about it. Okay, so thank you so much for joining me once again. I hope this session was helpful. If it was, then please type in the comments box that it was helpful. I would be happy to see. Or if you have any comments or suggestions, I'll be happy. Now today I covered Pandharpur. This was a place. So this serves two purposes. One is that you could see the pictures, and the other, and the dirty pictures as well, and also you could see learn a little bit about the place. So I'm going to do this with a lot of different places. I'm going to do this series almost every day. I mean, every weekend, probably on Saturday or Sunday, depends on my timing. But probably around 4 o'clock Saturday or Sunday, I would do this. So request you to, if you like this program, you can share it with your friends. Okay. And yeah, if you are interested on my in my Lightroom course, I'll post the link once again. So you can just this is my Lightroom course. You can do this. So thank you so much once again for joining me, and I will see you again with another place next weekend. Bye bye, and have a great year. Have a great 2021. We really had a tough year this time, but things would get better, I think, with the vaccination coming, and with social distancing. I think things will get better, and we will probably start traveling as before. So life was really difficult in 2020, but it was a very memorable year for me. So yeah, so hope this will be better, and I would start traveling. So in fact, I am starting to travel tomorrow. So So thank you so much again, and good. I will see you again next weekend. Bye.